Hey, what's up everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to Get Hit with the Truth. So today we are doing the February boxing schedule, where I'm going to discuss all the fights that are taking place on American television, or, you know, whatever apps you can view them on or stream them on for the month of February. At the end of the video, I'll give a top 5 fights of the month that I feel overall. But from the beginning to the end is how we'll start it. Before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel, I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel. So, the February boxing schedule. Starting this weekend, February 3rd, we got a couple different cards on. Not big ones, but viewable. First, I think both the cards are taking place from the United Kingdom, so you'd have to view them earlier on in the day on Saturday. But you have a big-time light heavyweight showdown between Joshua Buatsi and Dan Aziz. Both fighters are undefeated, both from the UK. And they have the WBA and WBO pretty much championships lined up for the winner, in terms of being the mandatory challenger that would come after an undisputed champion is potentially going to be crowned between Beterbiev and Bivol later this year. So, big time fight right here between Buatsi and Aziz in that big light heavyweight eliminator. Also on February 3rd, over on DAZN, Conor Benn headlines as he makes his fights for his first time this year when he takes on little-known Peter Dobson. And then on the undercard, you're going to see undefeated middleweight contender Austin Williams also fighting on the card. He was supposed to fight another undefeated named Connor Coyle, but Coyle pulled out of the fight with an injury. So Austin Williams fighting a replacement opponent. That's on DAZN. Then Thursday, February 8th on ESPN, we got a very good doubleheader coming your way. Teofimo Lopez, the reigning WBO junior welterweight champ at 140 pounds, makes the first defense of the title that he won against Josh Taylor when he battles Jamaine Ortiz, who is getting his first ever title shot. A good fight right here, good matchup. Lopez, after beating Taylor, has shot back up to the top of 140 now. And Jamaine Ortiz is a guy who went the distance with Vasily Lomachenko in 2021 and or 2022, I'm sorry, and has proven to be a pretty solid and durable boxer. Should be a good matchup. Thursday, February 8th, that's the main event. In the co-feature, undefeated lightweight contender on the rise, Keyshawn Davis. Actually, he's a junior welterweight contender now at 140. Keyshawn Davis will be doing battle with former 2-division world champion Jose Pedraza, the sniper. So this is going to be a good one right here for Davis, the biggest test of his career, fighting a former champion and gatekeeper in Pedraza. And Pedraza has an opportunity to pull off an upset here and get himself back into the mix. So we'll see what happens. That's in the co-feature. That's all February 8th on ESPN. Then Friday, February 16th, ESPN's coming back with another card. I'm really only going to discuss the main event, though, as it's going to see reigning WBC super featherweight champ at 130, O'Shaquie Foster, make the second defense of his title against Abraham Supernova. I'm looking forward to this one that Friday night. I think it's going to be a lot better than people are giving it credit. A good test for Foster. Nova, his best work has always been done at 130, and we're going to see how he fares against O'Shaquie Foster, who got a little bit of a scare in his last fight against Rocky Hernandez. So we'll see what happens. That's Friday, February 16th. Then on February 17th, ESPN pay-per-view, you got a big-time card. Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk to unify all 4 heavyweight titles and determine an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. First time in a 4-belt era we're going to have an undisputed heavyweight champ. first time in 23 years, or 24 years, that we're going to have an undisputed champ, period, in the heavyweight division. This is a huge fight for these two guys. Big time battle right here. The undercard's going to be pretty solid too. In the co-feature, Jai Opetaia, the undefeated former IBF Cruiserweight champion at 200 pounds, is going to challenge for the vacant IBF title, the title he was stripped of, against Mairis Briedis, the man he won the title from originally. This is a much anticipated rematch between these two. Opetaia wants to leave no doubt. Briedis wants to get back to the top spot at 200 pounds. Gonna be a good one in the co-feature. Then another title fight. You got Joe Cordina, the undefeated IBF super featherweight champ at 130, will make his next defense when he takes on Anthony Kakachi or Kakase. That will be on the card as well. And then the opener is going to see former, I think he was a 3-time light heavyweight world champion, Sergey Kovalev, as he will return at cruiserweight. Only his second time fighting since the 2019 knockout loss to Canelo Alvarez. Kovalev, older now. He's going to be fighting some guy named Robin Safar, an undefeated fighter right now. So Kovalev opening up the show should be good. Then on February 24th on DAZN, Edgar Berlanga, the undefeated super middleweight contender, is going to take on Predrag McCrory in a super middleweight battle right here. Should be interesting as Berlanga continues to try to make his rise and his impact at the super middleweight division. So now at the end of it, that was what, 3, 5, 6, 10, 11. That was 11 fights. Let me talk about the 5 that I believe are the most important fights of the month. And we'll go from 5 to 1. Tough to kind of say here. I'm going to say number 5. Hold on one second, guys. Trying to decide. Well, sorry guys. I think I got a tie for 5th. The 2 title fights. O'Shaquie Foster against Abraham Supernova on February 16th on that Friday night. And then the other Joe Cordina and Anthony Kakache on the February 17th ESPN card. Both are 130-pound title fights at super featherweight. And, you know, the champion should win, but we'll see, because Foster is, I think Nova is much better than people are giving him credit for, the challenger to Foster. And I think after the way Joe Cordina looked against Edward Vasquez, who isn't a pushover, but the way he looked against him, most people were expecting him to be better. And we're going to see what Cordina can do against Kakachi instead. So, should be interesting. The number 4 fight of the month is the fight taking place this weekend, February 3rd. Joshua Buatsi and Dan Aziz competing in that light heavyweight eliminator. This is a big deal because the winner will be in line to fight for the undisputed title later this year. So, really looking forward to that one between Buatsi and Aziz, February 3rd on Peacock. Sorry. The number 3 fight of the month, this one's close, but I got to go with Jai Opetaia and Mairis Briedis in their rematch for the vacant IBF Cruiserweight title. That's the co-feature on February 17th, the ESPN pay-per-view. Really looking forward to that. I think Opetaia has a lot to prove. Briedis has a lot to prove. The rematch should be interesting. Really looking forward to it on that undercard, on the Fury Usyk undercard. Then the number 2 fight of the month, I'm going with Teofimo Lopez and Jermaine Ortiz for Lopez's 140-pound title on Thursday, February 8th. Lopez just, you know, trying to prove why he feels he's the top guy at 140, and Jermaine Ortiz wanting to make his impact felt at 140 and take advantage of his first title shot. So that should be good. But the number one fight of the month, without question, is the main event of the February 17th ESPN pay-per-view card. Tyson Fury against Alexander Usyk for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Close to a 50-50 fight right here. Really looking forward to seeing who can pull this one off. Gonna be good. History in the making right here. So make sure you tune in February 17th on ESPN pay-per-view. And that's it. That's all I got. That's my February boxing schedule for all fights that you can view or stream in the month of February. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.